Welcome to Travel Chicks, where we talk travel, transformation, and inspiration. My name's Melissa. I'm the founder of Travel Chicks, and I want to let you know that it may be me, it may be one of our other travel chicks, but welcome on board this adventure. Please, if you love what you hear, like it. Leave a review and share this with your friends. We need to inspire more people to create their own travel story. Okay, so we are live again, and today we have such a special guest who is really just crushing it out in the world, and her name is Paige. Paige, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're up to in the world?
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm super excited to be connecting with your community, being the Travel Chicks and being a solo female budget travel expert. I feel like this is like so perfect for us to be doing this. My name is Paige, aka That Blonde Bikini Girl on social media. I specialize in solo female budget travel as well as travel coordinating, not just for females, but for anyone that wants to travel stress-free. I'll book it all for them within their budget. And yeah, I've kind of just built my platform and my brand on social media around helping connect and let women that are maybe intimidated to travel have the ability to travel and feel more confidently about it.
Amazing. Hello. Who does not want to learn how to travel on a budget and get over that fear of jet setting off to a brand new destination that might be totally unknown? So we thought it was perfect to have you on board today because you are in total alignment with what Travel Chicks is all about. We're all about travel, transformation, and inspiration. And we have such a huge focus on solo female travel. So I got a question for you. What inspires you to travel? Like maybe do you have a little story of what kind of got you into this whole inspiration of travel?
Yeah, so it's like no crazy fancy story of how I started traveling. I just was 20 years old and all of my friends were kind of either going to university or had already kind of started in their career paths, and that wasn't really what I was doing. And I kept looking on social media and seeing pictures. At the time, it was Facebook was the predominant social media place where everyone would post their amazing travel photos. And yeah, a few of my friends were doing it, and I thought, you know what? I thought I always wanted to wait for my best friend or for someone to come with me. That just wasn't happening. So I just booked the ticket to Sydney, Australia, and I spent 16 months there, and the rest was history. Like I met people when I was there, and when I came home, I had just learned so much about myself and so much about like how there isn't just one way to live life. You know, it's not just the 9 to 5, buy a mortgage, get a house, get the fancy car. Like there's so many other ways to be happy and live a fulfilled life without any of that. And so when I got home, it wasn't like if I was going to do that again, it was when. And yeah, I just kept traveling ever since then. And now it's really the only thing that I love investing and spending my time looking forward to. Is there's just so much to see, and every single time I go on another trip, I feel moved and I feel changed and I feel inspired because, you know, I see people that have less. I see people who have given up everything, well, from, you know, North American standards, everything, and they're super happy just living on a beach, and it just really opens your eyes to different perspectives.
Oh, I just love what you are sharing here because so many of us get into that. I think they call it the hedonic cycle. And so it's like it's like you're on this treadmill, and first we're running to achieve our grade 12 diploma. All right, got that. Now we're back on that hedonic cycle and we are off to figuring out our life. So we better get into college, and then we go to college for 3 or 4 years, and then we graduate. And then it's like, oh my goodness, I better start thinking about having kids and getting married and securing myself with that good job, which, by the way, guys, I think most of you could agree that getting that secure job no longer exists.
Yeah, and the one thing I would like to add to that I notice more, I'm not saying this is with everyone, but what I am noticing is that when you're at such a young age and you have that pressure to decide what you want to do with the rest of your life career-wise, like you're so young and you're making that decision, and who's to say that like halfway through your degree you hate it, you don't want to do that for the rest of your life, or you're a human being, you want to change your direction, you want to change your path as you keep growing, you keep evolving, and you keep getting new interests and passions. And so what I'm noticing is like a lot of people feel like they get stuck when I'm 26, so I notice people around my age, they're stuck and they feel like they haven't done these things that they have always wanted to do, but now they're stuck in their 9-to-5 career and they don't want to let that go. And I just think that like traveling gives someone the opportunity to really decide what they don't and do like. There's so many things that you'll see and you'll experience abroad, and you'll be able to see in real time, yeah, I love doing this, or no, I don't. And you get to know yourself a lot better.
And that's like that leads me to the next question. And I think a big nugget that we want to leave you with and inspire you with is jump off that hedonic cycle.
Yeah.
Stop trying to achieve to get to this point and then find out that you feel the exact same inside. Go after your dreams. And both of us wouldn't be on this call if we didn't believe that travel has the power to transform lives. It has the power to transform your mindset, your perspective, your meaning of life. Would you agree?
100%. Like ask anyone that knew me before I started traveling and they would say she's a completely different person. Like completely different. Like, yeah, everything about what I value and what I want from life is totally different. And it's truly just because I know from traveling that there is so much more out there. Mm-hmm. I am not consumed by next week's party or by the next fancy dress in the store. I want to go and experience the world because that's what's going to fulfill me. I'm not saying everyone's going to have those same priorities, but I do know that the quickest way to feeling more fulfilled is to go out and experience something greater than yourself, and traveling is just that.
Mm-hmm. So then the ultimate question is, how do you think that travel can transform someone's life? I mean, you sort of already answered it, but...
Yeah, okay. So in a few ways, like the 3 ways I would say that traveling could really transform your life is by making you more of a humble person. I think that especially, again, in North America, a lot of the things that we complain about are not like, those are privileged complaints. And when you travel, you are so humbled by what you think you're owed in life, and then you can compare to what other people's realities are, and just that is so, it's just so humbling. And perspective is the second one. Like, it just makes you see, like I said, going and seeing all these different ways of life, different ways of culture. It gives you perspective to like the more I see, the less I know, truly. And traveling has taught me that. It's like the more I go out and the more I see all these different just images of happiness, I realize that like maybe what I thought wasn't really, maybe what I was told when I was 12 isn't the truth, because I'm seeing it right now and it's completely different. And the third thing I would say is it makes you a lighter, more fulfilled person. And when you're like more light and you're more fulfilled and you feel like you're really doing something that is outside of your comfort zone, you grow. And so, yeah, I would say perspective, growth, and becoming more of a humble person would be the ultimate ways I see traveling has changed myself and other people. I hope
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it totally does. So what is on all your travels that you've been, by the way, how many countries have you
So
counted?
I've only been to 30. Um, not well, like when you get the people in their bio on their Instagram, it's like 120 countries or like 75 countries. Yeah, I haven't been to that many compared to a lot of other people, but I do love to revisit the places that I've fallen in love with. So I try to travel 6 months out of the year, but I've only been to 30 countries.
Oh my goodness, heaven forbid. Some 60-year-olds haven't even been to
It's
three or two countries.
It's true. And honestly as well, I don't think it matters how many countries you've been to. It's how well you have gotten to know the culture and the country you're in, because you see a lot of people that are like, yeah, I've been to 60 countries, but I spent 2 nights here and 1 night here and 3 nights here. It's like, okay, that's not really traveling and experiencing the culture.
Yeah. So, what is the number one thing that you never leave home without when you go traveling?
This is not a plug. This is just honest. There's a pillow called Turtle Travel Pillow. And what it does is it wraps around your neck. So that way when you're sleeping in coach, because us babes on a budget are in coach, it allows you, especially if the flight is packed and you can't get a row to yourself, it allows you to like sleep without your neck like falling over. So it like supports your neck properly the whole way around, and it's super compact. So I love it. I finally tried it out on my last retreat to Bali, and it was a lifesaver for that 30-hour commute. I would highly recommend anyone to go out and get that if they were first-time travelers and they're scared of a long flight.
Is this that pillow that you just posted on your Instagram?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I think I must invest in that because, well, I travel a lot and yeah.
100%. It'll change the game for you. I promise.
Cool. So, being in the industry that you're in, what advice would you give, well, primarily a female solo traveler that might be afraid to take that step and travel?
I've been there. I would just say I've been there. We've all been there. Like, what you have to remember is that someone always starts at square one, like no one can just be a great traveler. Like, you just travel, and like that's how you become a good traveler. So I would say, honestly, just book the ticket, because once the ticket is booked, your mind will start to like premeditate, okay, like this is really happening. It's no longer like some scary thought in the future. You book the ticket, you're deciding to do that with your life, and your mind will just start to adjust and get ready, and you will just go. Like, you just book the ticket, and that's step one, and you'll sort the rest out.
Oh, it's so true. So many people get hung up in this state of indecision. Well, what transportation am I going to use when I get to the airport? And what hotel should I stay at? And is it close to a beach? And guess what? You can drive yourself crazy and talk yourself out of probably something that could be, the best experience of your life.
And sorry, I cut you off there. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I remember the time after I graduated university/college, and I had never been on a trip before, and I broke my ankle, and it set me back like 2 months. And I was supposed to, at that time I was living in Edmonton, and I was supposed to be moving to Calgary, but I broke my ankle. And so I was incapacitated for quite some time. And finally I called up a girlfriend. She said yes. We took off to Thailand. We had nothing figured out. All we had was our plane ticket. And I tell you, that was one of the most incredible trips of our lives. And that back in, I don't even know when that was, 2006. Actually, it was the year that the tsunami hit.
Was that like before you could even have iPhones with all the apps on it and everything?
Yeah.
Girl, you did it. You did it. You did it way harder than you can even do it these days. So props to you. Like, it's completely different now for solo travelers. I'm like, what are you complaining about? Look at all these apps you can have.
Mm-hmm. And what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, well, to add on that, that's crazy that you broke your ankle and like decided to go traveling after that. Like, that's amazing. I honestly can't remember what I was going to say. I think it was just something along the lines of what
it was about the advice, giving the advice to book the trip, to just book the ticket.
Oh, I think I was going to add on like that there's all these apps and everything, and like there's always, no matter where you go, there's like a help center now, or you have Google. Like you can literally Google what is the safest way to get from the street from the airport, and Google will tell you. Like, yeah, everything is figure outable these days, truly.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So how can people get in touch with you?
So I am That Blonde Bikini Girl across all social media platforms. My blog is That Blonde Bikini Girl as well, where I post all of my tips and tricks to how you can travel for less and safe and smart. And then my retreat website is the Traveling Bikinis Retreats, which happen in Croatia, Bali, and Fiji, where I'm taking 10 to 8 women around the world so they can experience some bucket list adventures.
How incredible. So in everything that we've discussed today, what are the final words that you can offer our audience when it comes to solo female travel, inspiration?
Okay. This is what I'd say. This was my motto when I traveled Europe. For 3 months, there were so many things that went sideways, so many things. And this is just what I would tell anyone is everything will sort itself out. It just will. No matter what, like you can be halfway across the world. Everything will sort itself out. We are all human beings. We are all compassionate, and like you're not going to die. Nothing could extremely bad happen to you where you won't have help around you. And the fighting of feeling the fear of not doing it is definitely not worth the risk of not doing it at all, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The reward is worth it.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well, thank you for taking time to spend with us today. You are just such an inspiration for females of any age. And I mean, primarily, I would say the millennials. Like the millennials are carving a path of what's possible in this world, like right now. And there's so much possibility. And when you can begin to open your mind to this possibility, it is incredible what can transform for you, for your life, for your family, for the way that you view just people and cultures in general. So, Paige, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Melissa. It was great getting together with you and talking. And yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing this with my community because I really do think more women need to be inspired to travel, no matter if their best friend or their boyfriend can come with them. They just need to do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So guys, remember That Blonde Bikini Girl across all social platforms. Head over to Instagram right now, hit follow, and then head over to Facebook and hit follow or hit like on her page. And let's inspire more people to travel one person at a time.